Hello and welcome to my annual Away Days Biggest Purchases video. For those of you who have seen the last few will know that this video doesn't just talk about shirts that I've covered on the channel. There's some secret surprise shirts that I pick up throughout the year to showcase in this one massive video at the end of the year. So stay to the end because there's some juicy things I've picked up throughout the year. And also to celebrate a fantastic year on the channel for support for you guys and just the channel's growth in general, I am going to give away a £50 voucher for you guys to spend on any football shirt of your choice.
Should we clap for that? I think the whole room right now is thinking the same thing.
Wait.
It's about
We have to do to have a chance of winning it is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and then comment what you thought my best purchase of the year was in the comment section. Also, I do read every single comment on every single video, even the ones that are horrible. If you want to leave a comment for thoughts on a football shirt or something, I do read most of them. I don't reply to every single comment because I'd have no thumbs left. I mean, I barely do.
Tiny wee gloves, so you can fit his tiny teeny little hands in them.
They used to be normal sized thumbs, but then responding to all the comments made them shrink. Essentially, the way this works is we look back throughout the year and then we're going to talk about my biggest shirt purchase. The title sort of says what it does in the tin. Is that the way you said that sentence? Does what it says in the tin, not says what it does in the tin. It's been a long year. Also, one final note, I covered this in my mystery box video I did the other day, but I'm not going to talk about the figures of the purchases this year. I feel like it's quite tone deaf with everything that's going on right now. You guys don't need to know how much I spent on a piece of fabric. So I'm starting with, I purchased this at that retro shirt market, didn't I? It's this Hadji shirt. It's very nice. I mean, this year has mainly been focused on match-worn shirts, but to pick up some cool shirts like this. I'm also not going to cover any shirts I picked up in football shirt hunting. I know loads of people like to binge that series, so there's been some amazing shirts I've picked up in that, so I don't want to spoil that series for any of you. It's about time I spoke about this shirt, isn't it? It's the shirt I picked up when I entered the match-worn auction for the AC Milan Inter Milan derby. It is the Fikayo Tomori match-worn shirt. I think we should maybe do an unboxing for this video. I mean, I've already done it, but we'll do it again. As you can see, there's the shirt. You see, it comes in this lovely little box, and then inside is my voice crack. Fikayo Tomori shirt, which he wore in the derby for AC Milan against Inter Milan this year. One of the only Englishmen to ever play in a Milan derby, and I have the shirt from it, which is so ridiculously cool. So that is a shirt I was very happy to pick up. I was disappointed he didn't make the World Cup squad, to be honest, but he's going to win the Euros with us in 2024, so all's good. Another shirt I picked up in a video, as you can see overlaid on screen, was only 100 of this football shirt were ever made, is this AIK Royal Edition shirt. In my opinion, it's one of the shirts of the year. It's just an unbelievably cool shirt. It's great. I love it. Every part of the shirt is fantastic, and the fact that it was so rare and the scarcity, you know, me as a collector, I'm very much, I admit it, suckered in by low numbers of things, so to have something like this is very cool. Speaking of low numbered things, I have started an AwayDays Shorts YouTube channel, which is almost like a second channel for this, where clips from the channel are uploaded in shorter formats and then shared to you. The channel's only got 1,500 subscribers right now. If we could get that over 2,000 subscribers after this video, it would mean a lot. It helps support the channel by just subscribing to that channel, helps push them shorts out there, which means they'll be seen by more people, which will then come back to the main channel, which will see this channel grow more, and then we can do bigger things and better things. So if you could go and subscribe to that shorts channel, it takes 2 seconds and it's free to do so, it would mean a lot to me. You beg.
Oh, love me. Pathetic.
Next up is something I haven't spoke about on the channel. It is this AS Roma hoodie, which you're probably wondering why is it so sought after. It was worn by, is it Timothy Chalamet? Do you know the guy, Jodie? Timothy Chamberlain? Something like that.
That's totally wrong.
He wore it. He's a big Roma fan, and it now made this a really collectible piece. Speaking about items I haven't covered on this channel, is this Messi Copa America winners Argentina tribute shirt, which is just so good. You've got all the sleeve patches on there. You've got everything you'd want for a shirt to commemorate Messi's first international title. I think this Argentina kit is like the best one I remember having Messi. Maybe it's rivaled by the 2006 shirt, but I think this is Argentina's best home shirt in my lifetime. The only issue is the badge isn't properly, it's a bit, you know what I mean? It's not been printed very well. So you know who you are. Come on. This shirt was a really divisive one when I picked it up because I still love it. I love the size of the Lion Bar sponsor. I think it's phenomenal. It's this match-worn Montpellier French Coupe de France shirt. And it divided opinion. A lot of people were moaning, saying that I should have tried to get like a match-worn Zidane shirt instead. But you can do that with your own money. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to moan at me for what I spend my money on, you know? Who are you, Jody?
You are in such...
It's also been a year heavily focused on match-worns, as I said earlier. Can't really do this video without talking about the match-worn Aguero shirt that I picked up at the start of the year. Picked that up from a friendly they played against Guatemala. And then we'll talk about that in a bit more detail in a bit. Now, this edition I'm very, very happy with, and I've sort of kept it very quiet. It is the River Plate version of the bruised banana. It's very, very cool, isn't it? This one could have been a video in itself. The only thing I'll say is the condition on it isn't perfect. Like, the neckline, the collar there is clearly showing signs of age, but in my opinion, it's better than the Arsenal bruised banana shirt. It's rarer, it's harder to come across, and I picked it up for what I think is a good price. I'm never going to be able to wear it because just the condition on it I don't think is as good as it could be. But to say I've got one of, in my opinion, the greatest football shirts of all time added to the collection is a massive win, isn't it? Going on from the Aguero shirt, we then obviously, before we swapped it, didn't we? We swapped it for a cash sum for a match-worn Messi shirt. Welcome back to the channel, Roddy. Come on. Oh, there's a rat, not him. Sorry, I'm not going to get over it. I will be making videos in 5 years' time to no one, still moaning about Tim. Rat.
Don't steal.
Yeah, you guys are familiar with the story by now. If you're not, then obviously you've seen every video that these shirts are featured in, overlaid on screen. They're all listed in order of what happened in the description. If you're new here, you've got quite a lot of catching up to do in terms of me and the Messi stuff. And if you're old here, you're fed up of me talking about the Messi stuff. But I'm going to talk about it a little bit more in a second. Just before we do, I have purchased, so you might be wondering, Ellis, how on earth have you got this? This was never sold to the public in long sleeves as a sweat. You're right. This was Verratti's. This was Verratti's squad-issued warm-up training sweatshirt for last season at PSG. I'll show you it now. You can see it's got number 6 on it, which was his squad number. Why would you not? If you had the opportunity to buy it, like, and you could do it, no, why would you not? I had to. No, I'm going to whack it on. I haven't worn this yet, so... Oh, where's Ellis gone? He's been replaced by Verratti. I love purchasing stuff like this that I can then show at the end of the year because, you know what I mean? Like, it's not big enough to be its own video, but it's cool enough that you guys watching this video will be like, what? And I think it's really cool. It's a really cool item. Like I said, you couldn't get it as a general public as a long sleeve warm-up shirt. Sweat, sweat, sweat. I love a sweatshirt and a jacket. So I couldn't pass up the opportunity. But anyway, as I was saying in terms of the Messi stuff, this is Messi's player-issued / match-worn shorts from last season. So I don't really know in terms of what detail you go into in terms of trying to research short, but these were direct from the PSG kit room, as was this. It was from the sellers that sold me the match-worn Messi shirt. In the background there, there's a website called Your Football Shirt. It's fantastic. They do really good deals. Probably shouldn't have shouted them out because it's going to mean more people know of them. But anyway, these were direct from the PSG kit room. They have a relationship with PSG. So yeah, I don't really know how many shorts are worn by players throughout a season. I don't believe, no one's swapping shorts at full time, are they? So I think there's probably a likelihood he did wear them. And I don't really know. But the reason I wanted them was because I was looking for these shorts in the dry fit ADV version for months and they just never came up. And then they sort of messaged me and they're like, we've got Messi's. So I was like, you've got a deal. This one was actually a recent edition. It is a match-worn LA Galaxy shirt from Gonzalez. I think it's really cool. You've got like the dirt mark on there as well. I will tell you the price on this one. I only paid $120 for it, which for me, like a full player spec worn shirt with a COA from LA Galaxy and the league. Like it's just, it's concrete as it gets. I know the exact game he wore it in. We've even got a really cool MLS Works thing on there as well. He's signed it, he's worn it. I just think it's one of them where, like, even like the This Is LA thing at the bottom right, like, I think is really, really cool. I genuinely think it's one of my favorite additions I made this year. I think it's just fantastic. It's a proper, when I started collecting, these were the things I wanted to pick up more than anything. So to say that I've done it again, he's done it again. He's done it again. Like, it's just class. And for me, it's up there with like my top 5 buys this year, like easily. Like I love it. I think it's great. Another one I haven't shown you guys is this Arsenal shirt, which is for Martinelli. I showed up my Instagram, those of you that follow me there. It's definitely player spec, player issued. The issue we have with it is, it's for a Carabao Cup game against Sunderland was the story I was sold it with. And I actually wanted to, I bought it to trade with people because I was like, I can trade it for like a Leeds item or something else. Like I don't have any interest in having a Martinelli shirt really. But the problem is, and it's got like a way you can photo match it on the side. It's got a dirt mark, but some people sort of raised flags about the seller who sold it. For me, I still think it's fine, but it makes me in a really awkward position now where I'm kind of stuck with it because I wouldn't feel comfortable sort of trading it out. The link to the Instagram post is in the description as well. So you can check that out and sort of see more about the story on that one. This next one is interesting because I often talk about football shirts and like I say, like they're not directly an investment, but for me, there is spaces in the game in which I've seen places you can invest if you wanted to invest. And I think this next shirt is probably the only investment I've ever made in football shirts where I'm like, logically that does quite well. It is this FC Dallas match worn and signed Ricardo Pepi shirt, which in itself, like on the surface of it to a UK audience, those who play Football Manager and like know world football will have heard of the name Ricardo Pepi, but he didn't make the last World Cup squad, but he's young. He got a transfer to Europe from America, is now playing quite well in the Dutch league. And I just think by the time the next World Cup rolls around with the hype around soccer or football for the next World Cup is going to be crazy. He should logically be a star of the team. Like they're crying out for a striker, and he is the one, I think. So this match worn and signed Pepi shirt, I think is going to be it. I've bought it, to be completely transparent, I've bought it so in 4 years' time I can go just flip it on for the hype around the World Cup in which he will be maybe their starting striker. So that's just me being transparent. It's also a ridiculously cool item if it doesn't work out for him as well. Like I'm happy to have any match worn shirt as well. So worst case, I keep a match worn. Best case, he fulfills the potential and it's a smart investment, which feels dirty to say. 3 more items to go. There hasn't really been a specific order to this. Like it's not been like I've gone, oh, this is the best or the best is to last, but we all know about that one anyway. But the next one I want to talk about is a video I did on the channel, and it was the England 1966 shirt hunt. And it was where I picked up this match-worn Alan Clark shirt, which he wore in 1970, but is the same. Like, it gives me like...
I'm starting to get a bit shaky, you know? I mean, I'm a little bit weak.
I can't explain the feelings I get like touching, like in terms of happiness, in terms of touching this, like as a Leeds fan, like he's a Leeds an England legend, like it's Alan Clark. Look at the way the 10 stitched into the shirt and everything. Oh, it's just unbelievable. This video caused a stir when I put it out. People were moaning at me saying, oh, it's not the one they wore in 66, but it is, it's the same shirt. I can't, people missed the point of that video. I feel like it's the same shirt we wore in 66. It just wasn't worn in 66. Like, I don't get how that, well, do you think I could, the last 1966 match worn shirt, right, went for £130,000. Do you think I have that?
No.
No, I obviously don't, but I can have the exact same model worn by a Leeds legend for a fraction, literally a fraction of the price. Like, come on, shape up. The second from last shirt I want to talk about is a player that divides opinion, and it's actually quite a recent pickup as well. It is Pogba, match-worn Pogba from a game against England in 2017, a friendly. It was sold to me on a weird premise. It was sold to me on the premise that this guy did a house move for Jesse Lingard. And then the guy, Jesse Lingard, gave him a shirt to say thank you for the house move.
I don't know. I think that's a bit dodgy, mate.
And I was like, that's shaky. Until, as you can see on screen, I did the photo matching, and you can see the product code. It is actually, he was telling the truth. Like, that is Paul Pogba's shirt from a friendly against England in 2017. The year before, he went on to be a World Cup winner, and I'm aware his career since then has sort of like divided opinion massively of whether you're somebody who will grow to appreciate him, or if you're Graham Souness, like, or if you're somewhere in between. Pogba is going to be a footballer look back on for a while in terms of like his career. When we look back at it retrospectively, his time at Juventus mainly will be the one that we look back on fondly. But the World Cup win, like he's a World Cup winner, and I have his shirt. So to me, that is just like, what are we doing? What are we doing anymore? Like, we jumped the shark ages ago, and to be transparent, it kind of gets hard to, like, the next one we're going to talk about, I'm not even going to bring it closer, we're just going to talk about it. I will do it now, actually, is my match-worn Lionel Messi shirt. It is match-worn by Messi. To be transparent, I've had ridiculous offers for it since he won the World Cup, like, and it's never going to be sold, right? For me, this shirt and the whole saga, and it's linked in the description if you haven't seen it yet, is, for me, what people will remember this channel for, like in 5 years, I think. I think people will talk about this. Like, I think the thing people come up to me in the street and ask about is the Messi shirt. People come up to me in the street, even if the series didn't perform, it's not my best performing video, it's the thing people know the channel for, I think, and it's that. I think that's my legacy, and I don't think, like, when all's said and done YouTube-wise, like, I don't want to sell it. Like, for me, it's priceless. Unless the right price comes around, but for me, I just see it as priceless, and I think a lot of people say to me, you're going to frame it, and I'm like, I don't want to frame it. I want to be able to show people it in its glory, and I'm aware right now that's not how I should be displaying it, right? Like, it doesn't really do it justice, but we're going to move house eventually, right? So that's going to happen. So it's been a weird year. 2021 was the best year career and work-wise I ever had. And I was like, if 2022 can be close to it, it's like surpassed it. And I'm not just saying this, 2023 won't come close for me work-wise. It can't come close. Like, worked an FA Cup final, worked the World Cup, you know what I mean? Like, worked the Women's Euros, like, saw England women make history, you know what I mean? Like, it's been crazy career-wise, it's been crazy shirt-wise as well. So I like doing these recap videos so we can sort of look back through the year, and I can throw in a few surprises for you guys as well. Thank you for all the support in 2022. As I said, there's a chance for you all to win a £50 voucher for any football shirt of your choice. My voice is going, isn't it? All you have to do to have a chance of winning it is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment what you thought my best buy in 2022 was. I've been Ellis, and I'll see you in 2023 for more of the same. Ciao, ciao. Bye.